me grow.
All right, if anybody does come into this late, don't worry about it because I am starting to record now, and I'm very quickly, just in case anyone missed today, I'm going to very quickly run over what I've done so far. All right, and that is not that much. First, we went out to first we started a new project. All right, we started a new project in Android Studio. I called mine Jeff Scott Resume. I said you could call yours whatever you wanted to call it. All right. Then we went out to GitHub. And under GitHub, we created a brand new GitHub repository with that same name as our Android project. So for me, it generated a URL that was https://github.com/jpscottrankin/jeffscottresume.git. All right. Then we went back again into our actual the project that we were in. We went back to the root folder, and inside of that root folder, we brought up git bash. And first we went in and we did a git init. All right. And when we did that git init, that created the new .git folder for us. Then we did a git status, and you saw all of the files that were not yet committed. They were in red, meaning they were ready to be committed, but were not yet committed. Then we committed those files with a git space add space dot. That committed everything. Then we did another git status just to make sure that those files had been put into the staging area. They were not yet committed, but they were in the staging area. After we did that, we did a git space commit space -m, small m, space, and then in double quotes, we put in their initial commit. All right, because that's what it was our initial commit. After we got done with that, then we did the 2 steps to push this stuff to our repository that's out on GitHub. So first we did a git space remote space add space origin space https://github.com your login, your GitHub login, which for me is jpscottrankin / the name of your file. For me, jeffscottresume.git. After we did that, we did a git space push space -u space origin space master. All right, that was it. And then, as far as what we did on Git, then we went back to our actual project. All right, and when we went back to the project, what we did then in our project is we first went and underneath our package, so we clicked on our package, right mouse clicked on there and chose new, but chose package, not a new class. So we chose package, and we made a new package called model, all in lowercase. Then we went to the model package, right mouse clicked on that, choose new class. All right, and then when it came up like this, we put in here model space, model school, one word rung together, model school with a big M and a big S. Then I gave you, or I had you type in the code for that for model school, which looked like this. I had this, it came up and you had just this, or just this line here and then here, and all that was in there was the ending curly brace. All right. I had you, the students, type in this. We made these variables public so they're going to be able to talk to one another. And after we did that, we were down here on the blank line, and we went in and did a code generate getters and setters. We chose all of them. It's not even giving me the option because I already have them. And it made the get school name, set school name, get school degree name, get set school degree name, get school graduation date, set school graduation date, and get school image link, set school image link. All right, we did that. And actually, I can probably, just for now at least, I can probably close that. All right. Then we went in and created a second class under our model folder. That class called Model Company, as you can see right here. And I had students put in this. Now we're right here and we're going to do the same thing. In that right here, I'm going to code, generate, getter and setter. I want to choose all of them and click OK. And I've got my get company name, set company name, etc. So I've got all of those done. All right. Hopefully you are able to keep up. And if you were late getting to the game, you're all caught up. All right. I'm going to do a file save all just because I haven't saved in a while. All right. Now I want to create one more class in this model folder. So I'm going to again right mouse click on it, again choose new, again choose class. This one will be called Model Project. This is the one where eventually I'm hoping to link up to 4 of my projects. All right. A website, that Magic 8-ball game, that database-driven website, that one's going to be very problematic. They might be able to look at your code out there, but with the database and everything, that one might be harder. And then finally, the recycler view example. That's what eventually we're hoping to link up to. So for model project, I'm going to click OK. And again, every time it comes up and it says you want to add this to Git, I'm just clicking cancel because I'm going to add it later. So it looks like this. And I want to add the stuff from my model project. And again, there that is. So you can add that as well and get down to here. So we're going to have a project name. For instance, if it was this one, it would be Jeff Scott resume.java or something like that. A project type, Android, a project description. You'll add something. This is a, I don't know, this is a resume app that we did for the AWD1112 Java Android programming class or something like that. And image path, all right, where we'll take a picture of the project, or you'll go out and find something similar on Google Images or whatever, and a project landing page. That should literally be, for this project, https:// the github.com, etc. for this project. All right. So as you probably already guessed, again, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click code. I'm going to go down to generate. I'm going to click getter and setter, highlight all of them as we've been doing, and click OK. And again, now my getters and my setters for all of these have been created. All right. Because I haven't done so for a bit, I'm going to do a file save all right now. All right. Now I'm going to stop for a second, stop my share, and I'm going to go and change my share on here. Why? Because I want to go back, and now I think it's not a bad idea right now for me to go back and to push this. All right. But I don't want to just push it. I've got to go through those steps again. All right. So I can do, if I want, I can do another git status and I can see what's been changed. All right. Basically, it's all the stuff in the model folder right here. Okay. So I'm going to do another git add dot. Now that's added everything. I can do another git status just to make sure that it's all out there. There it is. You see there's 3 files. They're the 3 we just did. All right, so I'm going to do my git space commit space -m. And for a message, I'm going to put second commit model package and model classes created. Not the greatest comment, but you get the idea. All right. Shouldn't take long because, again, there's only those three things in there. All right. Now I don't have to do the remote add again. That's already out there. So I should be able to just do a git push minus u origin master. Hit enter, and it should push those three. They should go back up now to the server. Again, I'm not going to go back to GitHub, but if I did and I looked at my messages, it should say that I had a second commit. All right. So let me stop this share and go back to the program. All right. So I'm going to have everything closed here as far as my model project now and my model company. So I'm back here. So the only thing I have open right now is my main activity.java and my content_main.xml. And if you don't know this already, the reason I've got a content_main.xml instead of an activity main, there actually is an activity main, but it holds this content_main.xml. And if you say, I don't know what you mean, don't worry about it because we're not covering it now. All right. The next thing that I want to do is I want to come back in here, just like I did before. I want to come in and I want to add another package in here. This one will be called data. This will hold the three data files that are going to go along with the three model classes that we just created. All right. So I'm going to right mouse click again on here, choose new. Again, I'm going down to package. And this time I'm going to call it data. Again, all lowercase is just fine. And click OK. And I'm going to put in here, this is where you are going to need, just so you know, this is where you are going to need as we start to create these. All right. You're going to need those files that I copied for you in just a second. All right. All right. The first one that I'm going to put in here, I'm just grabbing my data that's going to go in after it in just a minute. So I'm going to come in here now to my data, right mouse click, choose new, choose Java class, and I'm going to call this data school. Big D, big S, data school. All right. Again, I'm going to cancel because I don't want to add that to Git. But what you should notice, and I didn't mention this before, I guess I did, but the last package said package com.example.jeffscott.model. This one says com.example.jeffscott.data. When we put in this code, we're going to get all sorts of errors. It's not hard to fix them. So I'm going to walk through the act of fixing the errors that you're going to get. So again, in the folder that I emailed you today, there should be a folder inside of there. I think it's called data, but there should be a file inside of that folder called dataschool.txt. All right. And I want to replace everything, including this public data school line. So I'm going to highlight that and paste in the new stuff. And as you can see, my screen is pretty red. And again, that's totally fine. We're going to fix this up in just a second. So the main problem that we're having here is, since this has got a .data on the end and the other one had a .model, we've got to import that one. So if you've never done this before, I'm surprised, but if you haven't, take your mouse, click on the word model school like I'm doing right now, hold down on your Alt key and hit enter. Hold down on your Alt key and hit enter. We want to choose the first one that says import class. And that brought in this line. Notice what we imported. All right. And some of the errors, in fact, a lot of them went away. Not everything, but a lot of them went away. All right. Now I'm looking here. Everybody see this? See where it says list model school? Then down here I've got an S. That shouldn't be there. All right. Now, so there's just a couple of errors left. The first one is on list. I click on there, hold down on the Alt key, and hit enter. And I tell it I want to import that class. Now some more of the errors have gone. Now I click on array list, I hold down on the Alt key, I hit enter, and I import the class. Now, as far as I know, it's giving me some typos, etc., and maybe even a couple warnings, but it's got everything in there. Now, I just want you to realize this, and I think you all do, but now what's going to happen in here, all right, what's going to happen in here is eventually we're going to call get data schools. It's going to create a brand new list. The Java list is just like the lists that we looked at in C#, all right? And every one of these that we're creating that's called schools, all right, it's gonna hold school 1, school 2, school 3, and school 4. They're all of type model school. The name, there's the name, the degree name, there's the degree name, the graduation date, and image link. Now, one of the things that I sent you in that folder today, just for your information, one of the things I sent you in this folder today, all right, was a folder called images. All the images you will need for this program, at least for now, I don't know, there may be a couple more. If there are, I'll give them to you, all right, are in that folder. But you will have to go in under res, drawable, you will have to go in and add those image files in there, all right? Okay, so again, this is bringing in the schools. Again, I'm going to come in here and do a file, save all, and I'm just going to close the dataschool.java. All right. Next, I'm going to right mouse click again on my data folder. I'm again going to choose new, and I'm again going to choose Java class, and this will be data company. Data company. We're going to go through the same thing we just went through a minute ago. All right, so I'm going to click OK. Again, I'm going to click cancel when it asks me if I want to save it. It gives me this. All right, I'm going to go now and open up the text file that I sent you that's called data company.txt. So I'm going to highlight all of that. These are all the places that I've worked for. And if I did my math right, there were 8 of them. So I'm going to grab and replace this with the contents of that file. Now, are there any mistakes in here? There could be, but let's start fixing the problems that we know about, such as click on model company right here, Alt Enter, import class, which brings in this. That got rid of a lot of the errors. Go over to list, Alt Enter, import class. Go over to array list, Alt Enter, import class. Now it's telling me that again, I've got some typos and I've got 2 warnings, but everything should be there. So for instance, right now, the company name that I work for is Rankin, the city is Wentzville, the state's Missouri, the period is 2016 to present, the job description, we may add to that later, I don't know. Information technology instructor, and the logo is what I asked you to copy in. And again, there are 8 of those. So I have 8 company names, 8 company cities, etc., all the way down and through 8 logos. Again, I'm going to come in and one more time, do a file, save all. I'm going to close this file, and you can probably guess already what I'm doing. next, and that is, again, I'm going over to my data folder. I'm going to right mouse click on it again, choose new class. This time it will be called Data Project. Data Project with a big D and a big P. All right. And I'm going to click OK. Again, I'm going to say cancel when it asks me if I want to save. Again, I don't need that for now. But I'm going to go back to the one that's called Data Project.txt. All right, I'm going to grab all of that, paste it in, start making my changes that I know I have to make. Model project, Alt-Enter, bring in the class, which brings in that one. On list, Alt-Enter, import class, and on array list, Alt-Enter, import class. Now, I'm not sure. I think the copy I gave you, I fixed this. Somehow I put this in there twice. So if you get that error, just remove that. And again, I'm down to 2 warnings and 1 typo. So again, and you've already seen this now several times, I'll have 4 projects in here. I brought in 1 for each semester. For the first semester, it's a Blues website. It's a type website. The description, website for the 2019 St. Louis Blues season. The image path is going to be just literally that picture, and the landing page will be the GitHub. And I've also got 1 Magic 8 Ball. I've got 1, and I would recommend that when you do this for yours, you can put in as many projects as you want. That's totally up to you. For those of you who say, yeah, I'll put in everything, but nothing from that ASP.NET, then don't. But if you're particularly happy with a couple of the Android apps you've created this semester, put those at the top. Don't be afraid to mix and match. If you did something, you're in the Java part of the class where we created a Java program. Again, all that stuff, you'll have to have a landing page for it. All right. But you get what I'm talking about, or at least hopefully you do. All right. So now after doing all this stuff, I'm going to close this. All right. I'm going to come in and do a file, save all again. All right. I'm going to change my path on you. I'm going to go back into Git. I'm going to do a Git status. And again, it tells me I've got everything that's in here in that data folder. All right. And I'm going to do a Git add dot. I'll do another Git status. It should show me the 3 files, and it does. I'm doing my Git commit. I'm going to change the message to say 3rd commit, data, package, and classes created. Got that done. I'm going to hit enter. All right. Again, I'm going to do my Git push. In fact, I'll do a status first to make sure there's nothing in there. It says there isn't. There's my push. Going through the process. That's done. I'm again going to change my share. I'm jump back. You may or may not be able to see it to my github.com page. I refreshed, and now it tells me that I have 3 commits. And you can see initial commit, 2nd commit, 3rd commit. All right. Hopefully you were able to follow along with me when I did all that stuff, that I didn't go too fast or I didn't lose anyone. But again, I did save everything. All right, and I am taping this. All right. Now, what else is in here in the folder that I gave you for today? Let's see. Well, let me do this. All right. I gave you URLs to a couple different documents. All right. One of them is called Android Fragments. It's from Java T-Point, and it explains what fragments are. This one does it in a lot of detail, but for lack of better words, let's just boil this down to just a few minutes to say that when you are talking about fragments, you're talking about typically fragments are much more used in tablets than they are on phones. Because with a tablet, if you can imagine, with some, maybe not all, but some of the apps that we've created this semester, they work fine on the emulator, but the emulator is a phone. And if you put them on a tablet, they would probably still look okay. But if you put them on a tablet and you went into a landscape orientation, you might have a lot of area left on your screen that's not being used. So what Java decided to do was they created these fragments where you can take a screen and you can split it into several parts. We are going to do that as we get in here. All right. But I don't want to go, I'd like everybody to read these articles. So it's this one, and there's another one too. The next one I thought was pretty good. It's called Fragment Tutorial with Example in Android Studio. I looked at the code. There is a download at the end. I didn't download it. This is all it does. If you click the button that says Fragment 1, it puts code here. And if you click the one that says Fragment 2, it puts it here. It's a kind of a silly example, but they're starting to show normally you wouldn't split it like this. You wouldn't split it vertically, although you could. You'd split it basically horizontally. All right. So what I would like you to do for tomorrow is to look at those articles. Also, as I mentioned to you previously, and I'm going to do one more where I'm going to get rid of the screen and bring it back again. Let's see. So hopefully you can see on the screen right now my folder structure. This is what I sent you today. So data files, you had in there, again, that data school.txt, the data company.txt, and the data project.txt. You've got those. All right. Also, the URLs, that's for the two articles that I'm showing you right now. They're both in there. All right. I was going to print them off as Word documents. I didn't really have the time. Finally, there's a thing called images, and there are about, I don't know, 15 or so images in here. The quality of some are better than others. All right. And I'm not sure when we get to that point with the schools, we might have to change this. But you can see there's Rankin. There's the school I used to work at, Blackhawk. These are all companies I've worked for, these places I've worked for, these 8 things. This is a picture of a website from Google Images, and that's for that Blues website. This is the one for the Magic 8 Ball. This is the one for the database driven website. And this is this is a recycler view. I tried actually doing screen captures of things I had on screen. They didn't come out very well. These are the schools. So again, it will be your responsibility to take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These 16 pictures or images by tomorrow should be in your res drawable area. All right. Anyone have any questions on anything I've gone over? And if I lost you or whatever, then please just email me back. Okay. I know in the class this morning, some of the people in there were struggling. And if that's the case with you, fine. But like I said, I have this should be taping right now. So it'll be about 35 minutes or so because I forgot to tape the first part. But that's why I tried to go over it at the beginning. Tomorrow, we're either going to do the adapters. All right. And then we will do working with the fragments on Friday or vice versa. All right. I'm trying to balance this between getting this stuff done, getting the stuff done for the C+ or the C# class, and having a little bit of time to myself. All right. So unless anyone has any questions, you're free to drop off now and watch the tape if you need to. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow, you will also get another, you probably at least will get another email from me with another folder that'll say 4/2/2020 on it. All right. I'll see you then. Thanks. Anyone still on? Because I'm going to stop the meeting. Anybody still on?